You're listening to the Fit Muslimah Podcast, where we discuss the interconnection between food, faith, and fitness. I'm your host, Mubarakah Ibrahim. This podcast, my social media presence, and my weekly newsletter all focus on the philosophy that physical, mental, and spiritual well being is intertwined. The weakness of one weakens them all, and the strengthening of one strengthens them all. Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to episode 1 of the Fit Muslimah Podcast. I thought I'd do an informal introduction of myself so you will know as you listen to this podcast my perspective and the lens in which I look at health, fitness, and the world. As we explore the concepts of physical, mental, and spiritual wellness, I hope I can help you view wellness through a whole fitness lens, the interconnection of everything that makes up who we are and how we interact with the world. Who am I? I am an African-American Muslim woman, business owner, mother, wife, daughter, sister, and friend. Not in any order of importance today. As you know, every day our hats can change, or in my case, my hijab can change in order of importance. My commitment to physical, mental, and spiritual well-being is in no small part due to my experiences as a daughter of 2 Muslim parents who paved a way and set an example of being unapologetically Muslim. My faith, I am a Muslim. I was born and raised Muslim in America. My parents converted to Sunni Orthodox Islam in the 1960s and was one of the founding members of the Dar al-Islam movement in New York that came out of Yasin Mosque in Brooklyn. It was led by my father's biological first cousin, Yahya Abdul Karim. My 5 siblings and I were raised as Orthodox Sunni Muslims, for lack of a better term. I am now the second generation of 4 unbroken generations of Muslims in our family. I emphasize unbroken because my ancestors were Muslim before being taken and enslaved in America. On a future podcast episode, I'll talk about the journey as an African American, tracing my DNA and finding that we descend from the Bisa tribe of Togo in West Africa. But for now, I want to include this as a part of the introductory episode of this podcast. So when I speak of religion, faith, and religious tradition, you will understand the spiritual lens in which I view the world. I am very Muslim and I am very American. What that means in terms of what you can expect is that I have the American ideology of independence and the right to believe as I choose to believe. I am unapologetic about being Black, unapologetic about being Muslim, and unapologetic about being American. This podcast is sponsored by Better Health, committed to offering research-based food and supplement products to help you improve your health and wellness. Shop at getbetterhealth.com. That's getbetter, B-E-T-T-A, health.com, and use the code podcast to get 10% off. Let's talk about food and fitness, the other key aspect to my life's path and passion, which comes from having 2 parents from whom their health experiences in life and in death showed me how important it is to prioritize health. When I was 7 years old, my mother got gestational diabetes when she got pregnant with my little sister. And like close to 15% of pregnant women over the age of 35 in the United States, it never went away and developed into type 2 diabetes. She suffered from type 2 diabetes for over 30 years before the disease eventually killed her. In future episodes, you will hear me speak a lot about diabetes and insulin resistance because I have a personal disdain for it. This disease and the lack of education of how to manage it is the reason my mother died in her early 60s, and my children and grandchildren will never have the pleasure of knowing her. Know that this is a disease that can be prevented, managed, and even reversed by changing eating, movement, and lifestyle habits that I hope to share with you in the future episodes. My father, Sharif Ibrahim, rahimahullah, which means may God have mercy on him, died from a stroke believed to be induced by high blood pressure when he was 55 years old. We don't believe he even knew he had high blood pressure. My Nana, my father's mother, and his oldest sister had high blood pressure and died from aneurysms. His surviving sisters all have high blood pressure, and some have had life-altering strokes. My passion for health and fitness in my own life and helping to facilitate a path in the lives of others is a direct result of my experience growing up with these two diseases haunting me and my family. I have spent the last 2 decades of my life learning and teaching healthy lifestyle habits. I have 13 fitness and nutrition certification. I'm a certified breath work coach, as well as a master trainer in the Oasis and the Overwhelm stress management techniques. I had the privilege of being able to craft my educational experience and receive an interdisciplinary bachelor's degree in exercise science, public health, and psychology. I have spent more than half my life helping women become the healthiest, happiest versions of themselves. And I consider myself a health warrior. My health and fitness philosophy centers around how science proves traditional medicine and enhances how we can continue to create better health outcomes for ourselves, our communities, and the world. I want to officially welcome you on this journey of health and fitness. I am your guide and travel companion, Mubarakah Ibrahim. Assalamu alaikum, and thank you for listening. Please subscribe, share, and rate, and join the conversation about the show on Instagram or YouTube at Fit Muslimah, FitMuslimah. Until next episode. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe, share, and rate this podcast. And you can find me on most social media platforms, including Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Fit Muslimah. Join the conversation.